World Card Game Federation here with another local match. It's going to be me taking on James in a familiar one. We all, as we played Dragon Ball, I want to say, we all end up with decks that we really want to be the best. We want to push them up to the first tier. Nail has always been just shy of first tier. No matter what set or what development seems to come in the game, we can't seem to get him where he ought to be. One of those things that keeps getting us is we feel like, of course, Radiant was Slug's mastery, might as well just say that, and we were saying Enlightened should have been Nail's mastery. Doggone, I got some hairy arms. That Nail should have been benefiting amazingly from this one. There is a code to be cracked, we just haven't quite figured it out yet. So at this point, though, because, like we said, there's so much to be learned, James is still using Namekian Knowledge Mastery, mostly because it enables MPPV capability. It was pretty sweet.
Oh, I got 8.
Alright, so it looks like I'm going to go ahead and win the roll, which is actually kind of stinky because if you think about it, the build I went with here was very reminiscent. For those of you who are watching here who might remember Ryan, he used to play DBZ with us. Ryan built the Suicide Vegeta deck, Suicide Saiyan Empowered Villain Vegeta deck, very specific. I basically made my attempt to recreate it, basically from memory of fighting him so much. I do apparently go ahead and declare combat on the first one, so I'm just going to go nuts. I choose not to use my when entering for the Saiyan Oppressive, which I probably should have announced, but these are friendly games. I go ahead and open up with Sword Skill, and it's going to go ahead and allow me to draw a card. You remember that one? Everything gains hit, skip. Okay, so we're going to see what James' response here. He might have a couple of dead cards in his hand. He probably should throw his physical. So level 1 Vegeta here has a very similar power level to Nail. So that means physicals are going to be kind of neat, at least at this level, very even. Yeah, we're just reminded Sword Skill falls off whenever I deal critical damage, which makes a whole heck of a lot of sense. I just never understood why Saiyan Clinch never had a limitation like that. Doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, that's what I thought. I said, well, the really only response is throw Nail's physical attack. So it would be 3 life cards total, I want to say, because we are the same. No, it's 2. Okay. So then it goes back over to me. And remember, of course, I have the skip from the mastery as an option, and I have, of course, okay, I fire.
Two things are going to happen. I gain an anger because of...
Oh man, bad habit of throwing cards out there. Don't think too much about it. Okay, so I do throw Saiyan Prepped Ball, and I grab Saiyan Enjoyment as my target. It's going to go ahead and fire off, and it's going to, unfortunately, yeah, it's going to hit. Unfortunately, poor James here has a dead hand. So it is going to force him to skip, because it is my first style attack this combat, and he would have had to have skipped either way with Sword Skill going on out there. Okay, I keep doing that. Oh gosh. Yeah, don't ask about the card thing. So wait, why do I have 2? Wait, I don't have to. Oh wait, I forgot Vegeta's level 1 power. Gosh, gives me a power. Excuse me, an anger of anything that doesn't have anger on it. Okay, so not bad. I do throw. Wow, I'm going to go ahead and throw a Saiyan left kick, and it's going to go ahead and hit for some significant damage. You guys remember what's going to happen here. Basically, I got the anger from throwing it, and then I got the anger from forcing him to skip because of Sword Skill. I raised my anger a 4th. Yeah, I think you guys are probably starting to see why Oppressive is getting a bad rap. And it goes back over to me. I throw a Saiyan Skull Jab, no valid targets for rejuvenation. I gain an anger and hit 5 anger because remember Vegeta's level 1 adds anger to anything that doesn't already have anger. And now I'm level 2 and I have a neat little power going on there. Okay, and it hits James for 3 life cards, which he absorbs all in 1. What's that called? Focus block? All of a sudden I can't remember it. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle good old Skull Jab on this one. And James very wisely remembers to go ahead and use this particular event here. All of a sudden I forget the name. But to go ahead and use it at this point so it doesn't get destroyed and make sure my hand's empty before anything else happens. Very wise. So James is doing good work over here. He's going to go ahead and finish his search. My guess is going to go ahead and pull out one of those amazing, more modern Namekian drills. No! Look at this! The Dende ally. We have a very awful joke about Dende, which I'm not going to repeat on any of our matches. But if you show up in person, we'll tell you this awful joke about Dende. Alright. So you remember, of course, this makes up for a lot of things. So if you have Dende out, you almost don't need drills because that 500,000 power level, as long as you're above 0, you get that. It will help pretty much the whole way.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. It's okay.
Okay, so it goes back over to me, and I think I'm going to throw his level 2. Maybe.
So basically,
Yeah, I would have been down.
that's all.
Okay, so I hit him a little bit there.
Is on for that one that says your attacks will raise your anger or do a +1
So what we're saying here is it's probably useless at this point, as now my hand is empty. There's really nothing else to do. I guess I could use the old. Oh, my hand's not empty.
Okay. Raise 2, and then
I'm
you
gonna go ahead and use Yield Mastery.
That's alright.
Rejuvenate a card, make him lose 2 power stages. He ends up milling a card for his trouble. Grab the wrong card for rejuvenation. Glad I got that before it got out of hand.
No.
You would have had.
Well, no, because
Yeah,
it's alright. We'll go
well,
ahead.
yeah, it's not big. I just genuinely forgot it was there.
So we made up a little goof there. You guys probably noticed that we ended up having, unfortunately, a situation where we missed a skip. Where I would have made him skip that. Don't worry about it, though. I didn't end up changing the order at all. My hand was already done. So I'm going to go ahead and take a blast from his Nail's dashing attack, and it's going to go ahead and hit, do its 4 power stage, which maybe, no, was it just 4? Because I know with Dende out. No, I forgot. Poor Nail's already at 0, so he don't get nothing. Not a bad battle at all. I think I'm doing exactly what the deck is supposed to do. Though I long for my buddy Ryan to show up here and show me what's what about building this one. I think if he had access to all this modern card pool and his amazing knowledge of building Suicide Saiyan Vegeta decks, he could do some damage. He'd be a heck of a guy to have to fight. A very frustrating and annoying guy to fight. Okay, combat's going to go ahead and end because we're basically out of stuff to do. So I made it to level 2 in 1 combat. Not too terrible. Alright. He's got another physical attack boosting drill in play, which is a really neat thing. You really could use it. That's a toughie there. He's got some cards in his hand, none of which really help him on the... Yeah, I was going to say none of which really help him against me. I use energy attacks, but not really enough for it to matter. I want to say I use like 6 total energy attacks in the deck. I could be wrong about that number. This deck, I didn't get a whole heck of a lot of practice with it. This is pretty much maybe my 2nd game ever with it. I enjoy the idea of it. It's kind of neat.
I can use it early game to go grab a Nail's dashing attack if I need to.
Oh, okay. He's going to use it to chain. He can grab a Nail's dashing attack. Actually, it's a lot wiser than I thought. Okay, I do apparently. I enter combat. I go and discard a Saiyan sword skill for the draw and discard effect. Okay, I use the Saiyan enjoyment. I have the floating effect now. I just leave that out in front so I don't forget to add it in. I get to draw a card. I can't quite make out my own hand here. At some point, I've got to learn to start tipping it. Okay, let's see what James' response is. Gotta be careful about how he does all this. Saiyan Whack. You guys remember this one? I'll stop it with time, which is really good. Remember Saiyan Whack was going to be one of them cards where every time he knocks cards out of my deck, they get banished. Excuse me, destroys the top card, I should say.
Yep, hit you for 4 power stages. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 4, 5, 6.
I throw 6 power stage physical with Vegeta's level 2, and now I have all of my cards. I raise my anger, do extra damage.
And that makes you skip, I forgot.
No, it doesn't. Oh, the sword skip does. Sorry, I was thinking the mastery.
Oh, that's right. I'm trying to think. Which made you skip first? No, that's a hit. This would have made you skip first.
So, no, that's a fight.
Yeah, it's styled only.
Oh, right. So this went off.
Okay, so I got that. I forced him to skip.
Yep. I throw a spin kick. I raise my anger 2 because.
Yeah, it will. We're doing stuff slightly out of order, guys.
Technically, you do it by 1. Right?
Yeah, so we got to remember to do it correctly because it will matter in a tournament setting. Don't be presumptuous.
And I destroy an ally. Oh yeah, you did.
Okay, and I did kill Dende, and I cannot begin to tell you how many times I killed Dende during the course of this match. So I throw this mighty attack. It's brutal, it's disgusting. I'm sickening myself with the amount of damage I'm putting out
Yeah, I
here.
know. I'm taking 2, so 5 stage and 2 life, you said?
You gave me 6 stages and 1 life.
Yeah, 6 power stages and 1 life with the Vegeta's power.
And then I had the +1 because I hit that hit you. power.
I thought you did that last turn.
Oh, no, that was this.
No, that was the last combat.
Oh,
Is
shut
that.
my mouth.
So your hit gives you.
Oh, that was last combat. Well, teach me not to clean up the field when we're done.
Okay.
Nice.
So it'll be 6.
And we have a Goofus.
Take that, you.
Did I really do that? I'm sorry. I have to rewatch this video when we're done to figure out what the heck I just did with that. Okay, he's going to go ahead and take the damage. It's a little bit reduced, but he is already at 0, so it's just going to go straight for cutting out his life cards. You guys may have noticed that his deck has dropped virtually no Dragon Balls. That means that the deck becomes more and more Dragon Ball. Okay, for Spin Kick, I force him to... Oh my gosh. So I force him to skip the Mastery's effect, and I go ahead and level, and it's brutal. Alright, I do a face strike. It's not particularly powerful.
4, 5 stage, and 1 life.
And it gets worse. I have the floating effect from level 2, and I have the continuous from this one. Makes everything erase my anger at +3.
Nice. Take a look at that. I got a floating effect from the hit from my level 2 to my level 3. And I don't think I ever moved from level 3. No, I do eventually. So it's going to be kind of brutal, even though it's just AT.
+4, and you're at 4, so it's going to be 8. So it's going to be 12.
I'm ashamed already.
That's right. 1,
Oh.
2,
And the deck starts dropping out Dragon Balls like mad, like we predicted. We said the deck's basically to be nothing but Dragon Balls left. So I got some significant damage output here. A lot of memories, like we said, of old Ryan hitting me with 10, 12 life card physicals as the game went on, using these effects from the Mastery. Because you guys remember, it synergizes with the old Saiyan Empowered incredibly well. Because everything raised your anger, so you got the bonuses on everything. As he knocked you to 0, it just got worse and worse for him. Yeah, crit him, crit his anger down. Okay. James passes. I guess he's waiting to take the beating to safely make sure nothing of note is out there. Can't say as I blame him. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and Mastery, make him lose 2 power stages, rejuvenate the bottom. I don't know why it's so darn hard for me to remember. It's the check the top, rejuvenate the bottom. That's what I remember. So I'll make him mill 2 cards from that effect. Kind of stinky. Okay, he passes. Oh yeah, his time could have chained and chained and chained. Yeah, I did kind of mess him up there. He probably still should have thrown his level 1 nail and blown up at least the top card of my life deck. I know. Okay, he ball 7s me. And remember guys, he gets 1 from the Mastery, 3 from ball 7, and all are banished because of Namekian whack. He's going to remind me here about the banishing, and I would genuinely forgot. And I forgot apparently knowledge was still in play. So I should really be letting him finish his resolve his effect before I start trying to do that. Okay, so James is going to go ahead and grab what he needs. He's probably going to go ahead and start chaining a bunch of, what do they call them? Hybrid defenses to the top of his discard pile. He's got 2 of them, which is an excellent thing to have at this point. I probably would throw a right throw in there just to be able to get all my anger up. In fact, 2 actions. He could potentially, yeah, I'd go with a right throw because he could go ahead and rejuvenate, target a knee block. I don't know if he has a knee block in the discard or if that got banished for endurance. To raise his anger. It's still a shuffle. I still would have went with a right throw in order to get ball 7 out of harm's way. Oh, he's got 1 in his hand. Hush my mouth. Okay, so he's still on his own turn, and then he's going to remind me here that all my discard is banished at this point, and also.
Oh, did you mill 4th one?
See, there you go. And he should be reminding me at this point that all that stuff is banished. Well, I sure hope I don't forget that. That'd be real dumb.
Now you see where they had to take away MPPV capability from this?
Oh, I know. I understood very.
Yeah, apparently everybody figured that out ahead of me, that Oppressive's previous incarnation was way too incredibly prone to rocketing off of levels and hitting MPPV faster than pretty much any deck out there.
All of your stuff is banished.
Okay, he's reminding me here that, yep, all the mill is banished.
One of your effects destroy non-Dragon Ball cards on top of your opponent's life.
Dang, I could have used pretty much all that. And one of my cycling skull jabs is out, so that's kind of stinky. Okay, and James' turn is over, and it goes back over to me.
Okay, that's already powered up. I'll go ahead and declare.
Okay, so apparently I do use my power to go ahead and
high pitch Saiyan.
Oh yeah, we talked about this forever.
Discard it from your
Saiyan
hand.
inspection drill. How you can, whenever it gets discarded by one of your effects, you can banish it to draw. So I did. James had never actually seen that particular combination before, discarding. Yeah. Love it. Okay. And then that was my, and I get to go ahead and go first here.
An opening use entry combat. Your opponent skips his or her first action is combat. Sorry.
Oh, it would have been.
Poop and a half. This is what I get for doing this. So
So it forces you to skip this.
I have this card in my hand, and I was supposed to use it before. Sorry, guys. Again, this is a friendly game. We have very, very minor takesy-backsies.
Open up with the mastery.
Yep. Only.
Yeah, he's reminding me. Yes, open up with the master so I don't waste the skip.
No, it skips me.
Oh yes.
Okay, skip.
So you get to either gain 2 stages or an anger.
Let's see. Oh yeah, you skipped. I'll raise my anger one, and I'll throw a Saiyan left kick, raise my anger one, and this is my activate.
Oh, man. Look at his. Ooh, look at him go. That's what I would do. So throwing his right kick, it is going to still make him skip. It is brutal.
Somebody out. I can't win by any.
So this is, to me, I think I like saying Oppressive more and more just because it gave me all of the, what's that word, consistency of just rocketing up to level 4 as old Empowered used to, but without feeling cheesy and kind of broken and kind of silly. So he's going to go ahead and rejuvenate, I forget the name of that block. I want to call everything reinforced block.
Now it makes you skip.
Okay, and then he skips on the left kick for the mastery. Goes back over to me. Lousy mother-loving gut kick is going to be hurled at him. We got to resolve it. And he's going to do it. He's going to go ahead. Yeah, you chain those guys. Hybrid defense. We used to call this turtling when I was doing my Namekian restored thing. So it goes up to 4 anger because I made him skip a saying gut kick's effect. It goes back to me. I go ahead and level using good old-fashioned face strike, which is good stuff. Okay, made it to level 4, which is pretty sweet. And if James he's got to weigh this out. There's a good chance he'll just draw another attack if he stops it.
Yeah.
Ooh, he is gonna stop it. Oh, that mother!
I really.
Look at him go.
I want it. I really can't. You draw.
Yikes! I'm a bitch. I'm hating myself here.
Well, I felt a little less than great with my utterly unending assault at poor James. It's just Nail. Nail's just trying to live. Me, I'd still get that other hybrid defense. Everything else in there is great, but still, okay, he's going to go with Nail's Heritage, which is still a very good card. He's going to go ahead and raise his anger from the Rejuvenation. And look at this! Ooh, he did it! He's going to go ahead and shuffle the top and bottom.
Cards from my discard pile into my deck.
You needed the shuffle so bad.
And the shuffle was to make sure all those hybrid defenses and everything else float to potentially better spots in there. It's really great. And he also held on long enough to make sure he didn't lose the, what do they call that? Didn't get him knocked back out in the meantime.
Not a lot, but with his level 4 power, I could do a little.
And also that he wouldn't lose his anger in this whole thing if I was to keep going with some kind of huge assault.
All I gotta do is get that one anger going. Use it.
Yeah, I know. I hate that.
Okay, where do we gotta go? Oh yeah, I got my level 4. Oh guys, I can't begin to tell you how many times getting exploded the level 4 Vegeta hitting me so hard with all the bonuses. Ooh, I still had a lousy mother-loving left kick in my hand. Oh, that is lame. I'm upset at myself.
That's gonna be for life.
Okay, and the reason I threw this one, by the way, in this order is I need the anger in order to fuel the level 4's lower your anger. Come on. Dang it. Darn it, crit. Oh, darn it. I can't steal his Dragon Ball, so that's good. Which is very okay.
That's what Opso Street's like.
I do crit his anger. Remember I told him he probably should have held on to that doggone right throw.
Oh, yeah, I can throw 2 life and 2 stages.
Yeah, 2 life, 2 stages. And the whole point of this one was just so I could use the power. And like I said, I'm starting to feel really embarrassed for how hard I was swinging at James. This has a very different ending than you think, though, if you're feeling like the game's over already. So I do it, I attack.
You're actually making it easier for me to DP out.
Yeah, we were talking about how if I couldn't outright kill him in this action, all I'm doing is making a DB victory more likely.
4, so it's going to be 6. So it's going to be 10. 10 stages. Yep.
And I get to draw my card.
Oh, the shit.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 8.
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
So I'm saying here I did some unsavory things. Got a DB3.
9, 10.
Dang it. Hit him with 10 altogether, critted him down. Thankfully, he cannot lose ball 7 to this one because of knowledge's effect.
Go 1 DB. That would have actually been really nice.
The whole deck's Dragon Balls now.
I was getting there.
Let's see. So, I guess I did crit you down, but didn't you?
Oh yeah, I remember to crit him. I thought we were going to forget that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw. And I apologize, I cannot remember the name of this card. It runs together with so many other names in my mind of these cards. I can't read it. Chest Blast? Chest Burst? I can't remember. So I do hurl it at him. Ooh, DB's flying off the top of his deck. Ugh. Super lame sauce.
Oh, this is actually really good if I get this right.
Oh man. You guys remember these cards? Cards you rejuvenated quite a while ago? Ooh. So I ended up hitting him with it.
Okay, and this one, I believe, is over.
And there we go. And combat is over. It made him skip, but we're all out of moves. So combat ends. He unfortunately does not get to draw anything of note. It might be too dangerous to put ball 4 out because I could capture it. Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to go ahead and put it out. Ball 4 comes into play. Top of my card leaves the game with the banish effect from Whack. And sadly, it is Saiyan Grab. Okay, he's got some powering up to do. Oh, this is a dangerous game we're playing. So you guys look at the size of our decks. There's a good chance that, oh, look at me. I have the gall to power up like that. Okay. So apparently I'm going to declare combat. I feel super lame doing it.
Am I that cocky, that arrogant?
And apparently I'm going to go for Vegeta's level 4 power on the first move. Let's see if I have any valid targets for prep ball. I'm still trying to decide. Am I gonna win on them? I have really no reason not to. Basically, letting him go any much longer than this is risking a quick and easy DB victory. And apparently I couldn't be dissuaded. That's what I get. I pass a rejuvenated skull jab, and I don't even know what I held on to. Whatever it wasn't worth. Okay, I go back over to James. James gets to go ahead and draw. Unbelievably, he drew less than great hand. Early game would have been awesome. Late game, it's not the best.
Kind of got something. It's just nothing that's going to pan out right now.
And the hard part here is he would definitely need a better hand and a different hand than this one. So he's going to pass rejuvenate hybrid defense. I did not see what he held on to. Darn this thing. You guys can't see it, but I have my little recording software up here. Right in the way. He goes back over to me. Okay, the only one entering is the other Saiyan style event that makes make him skip his first action in combat, and his hand is not all Dragon Balls, which is kind of a shock at this point.
I will go ahead and activate the mastery.
Okay, I apparently open up with the mastery. So check the top, rejuvenate the bottom. I don't know why that is such a hard thing at this point. Yeah, make him lose 2 power stages, still kind of a neat little idea. And he goes back over to James. It makes him skip because of that when entering effect that I used.
I'm going to go ahead and, throw a...
I'm going to go ahead and throw a Saiyan prepped ball. That cost me 2 power stages. Search for a styled event in my discard pile. I have to go ahead and take... what is that one? Saiyan Barricade? I cannot remember the name of my card. It goes into my hand, and this one will make him skip. Wow, he takes the hit like a champ, and with virtually no deck left, still managed to weather that hit. It makes him skip, and sadly I targeted. I did this slightly out of... Whoa, look at this! No hit. Skull Jab has no valid targets, and just goes to the discard pile. Okay, he's going to go ahead and rejuvenate 1 card, raise his anger to 1 level, and wow.
No, you banished it. Well, you destroy the top two. But
And then, of course, the whack makes me destroy and banish the top two, which is actually pretty good.
And then I can search my deck.
Oh boy. Search his deck for an energy combat card. That'd have been real nice. I don't know why we're playing the Cantina theme on there. James is, the only point of that one was basically, even though there's no valid targets, he needs to shuffle the deck. That's all there is to it. Of course, overtime aims the game. And then he does have an action.
That's right, you did. Play that, it goes back over to me.
Oh, man, he should really just...
Really inappropriate.
Oh, he passed it, okay. You use Saiyan power up, draw spin kick. Oh, jeez. Power up to full, gain 6 stages. And he goes back over to James. Problem is, everything James has right now is not very helpful. He's gonna nice. He's gonna go ahead and use it. It is gonna hit me because I ain't got no blocks. It's Suicide Saiyan. Why would I have a block?
Because I reviewed. Yeah, because I reviewed. Oh, that's gonna level me. I'm gonna survive.
You hit some level.
Okay, so he is gonna go ahead and shuffle and hit the perfect amount of anger to shuffle back up, power back up to full, and have enough power stages to weather my next couple of hits so he doesn't just die accidentally here in another hit with his deck being mostly Dragon Balls. So that dashing attack did some good work. I take a decent amount of hits. Actually, I'm not sure if I did because I believe that drill is actually in the discard pile. I should really let him finish his action before I'm done. Look at me up here. Going ahead, acting like this. Oh, jeez, I gotta learn some doggone patience. Uh-oh, you guys remember that Nails Heritage cannot be used to stop a personality power. Unless it's like Team Gohan?
Killed you again.
So I hit him with a mountain of stages because remember it is an AT plus 6 move. Kind of brutal.
You could DB me this next turn.
Could, if I survive it.
Okay, he took all them mighty power stages. And that drill is still out. Sorry, folks. It doesn't end up affecting much of anything as far as the game ends up ultimately going.
Yep.
Ooh, what you gonna do?
Piece of shit. That's what this is.
It hits me.
He's going to go ahead and choose which effect to do.
I'm wondering if I should do stage or if I should do our life cards. Yeah.
Ooh, what do you think? Because it'll be extra stages if you go stages, and it's up to you.
And we're just plainly going to flatly forget that that drill is not in play anymore.
That still puts you
Nice.
ahead of me, though. You know what? We'll go stages, and then it'll be 5 stages.
Okay, we flat out apparently forgot that drill wasn't there.
Lowers my anger 2 levels.
Okay, it lowers my anger 2 levels from the effect. So it's not radically affecting the game. I'm going to go ahead and spin kick.
And you can stop the second shot at me.
Yep. Ooh, he has to choose. I would. He's going to go ahead and take the hit. Oh, that's the bravest move I've seen in a bit.
It's only 3 stages.
You want to stop with this?
No, because it's only 3 stages.
Oh, this is tough. Remember, because I don't get any pluses at this point, I'm at 0. And he's above me, so shocker. That means that if I really wanted to, he's going to go ahead and take it. He is taking the single power stage with his deck being possibly, there goes, all Dragon Balls. Look at this guy.
Taking action, rejuvenate.
Okay, he does rejuvenate. Nails Heritage as an action. He chanced everything on that one move. Brilliant. Combat ends. I've done my worst. Okay, we did actually catch this at this point. We remembered that drill was discarded. And then this card here, because I had 4 power stages, and yeah, it would have been 4, and then I would have went back because I didn't actually end up milling it. Sorry, folks. We were able to put the game back to the way that it was. You know, as they say, change the state. But it wasn't even that bad. So James is going to go ahead and very carefully draw his 3 cards because it's going to be awfully important. And he's got enough to keep chaining. Ball 5 goes in play. He's going to resolve all the various effects. Okay, and that card actually should be banished. I don't know why the heck I forgot to banish it. Okay, he gets to draw a card. Namekian Wish goes into play. Oh, this lucky mother. Think about it for a second, people. I could try to cheat him out of it and go enough skip but the moment he has it, he can simply end combat. Heck, he could enter, rejuvenate, and get a bunch of actions out of this, which is probably what I would do. Oh, he probably should remember to power up Nail for his actual power up for this turn. There he goes. He's using his PUR. Very good.
I don't know if you just want to like squeeze out a little extra from this thing, like take into combat, end it, rejuvenate speed.
The problem is,
Yeah, that's the problem. Basically, if we go into combat, he always has this sort of nagging, absolutely constant threat of being able to get decked if he gets enough skipped actions. So that's why it's all scary proposition. He's going to do it. He's going to go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, the banished being placed into play. And I think I might have actually destroyed 2 from the top because I think I threw Saiyan pregame down from when it first came into play. Which is kind of silly.
Because that's a Mario tactic, though.
yeah, the problem is you're gonna make me skip too many times.
Yep. James is feeling
And
it.
if I could at least get in, like I could at least do something. But the problem is me rejuvenating 3 at this point is not gonna be enough to offset.
Right, his deficit's too big.
This is an official song.
So it's kind of a rough one. Would you go into combat, end it, and then okay, he's gonna go and pass, rejuvenate, good old nails dashing attack.
2, 3. Oh no!
Oh jeez, it goes over to me. I'm gonna go ahead and power up.
That's what I was gonna say. Oh, it's rough. It's brutal.
Showed him a really mean looking hand. I'm gonna go after him. It's gonna get ugly.
I will go ahead and enter combat.
Okay.
I will use my when entering. I get to draw a card, discard a card. I discard Saiyan Obstruction, which makes it go to the
Okay,
bottom.
so I get to Saiyan Obstruction. It wasn't barricade. So you remember that when it's discarded, it goes to the bottom of the deck.
The meanest thing we've seen today. No, we're not good. I'll open up with this to see.
Ooh, Saiyan elbow drop comes into play. Here we are, folks. If you cannot survive this barrage,
No, because he makes me skip.
yep, I'm gonna make him skip, folks. And I gotta learn to start doing this in correct order. Ooh, he did it! He did a knee block. Okay, and then I make him skip, and it goes back over to me. And I'm gonna go ahead here and see what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna fire. That's the second shot of elbow drop. James is gonna go in hybrid defense. An excellent idea. He is level 2, so he gets 2 valid targets. He's gonna go ahead and most likely do the knee block with the hybrid defense and raise anger 2 levels because of course one raises anger when he gets the rejuvenation in general. Okay, and I just end it. There is no point in dragging this out. Yep, Namekian Wish. I was gonna say the moment he's free of skips, that's a character from the regular show. He can go ahead and just end it. If I couldn't keep him rolling with the skips, then I wasn't going to be able to get him. And I'm looking at my hand, I did not have any more skips. So I gave my best shot, I hit him as hard as I could, and it was not good enough. I probably should have thrown good old face strike, but then again, drawing more cards wouldn't have mattered, it would have just hastened the end of this thing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and discard down, he's got to go ahead and resolve his effects with Mastery. It should be at the very top of his discard pile.
And it uses the block. That's right. So that's gonna be my third.
Well, those are great cards to put there. I don't want cards with endurance at this point because he may not actually ever get to draw those.
Actually, I should put that on top.
Does it let you do that? I thought that
And I choose what order. Because I choose.
You remember to change the order of those to something more beneficial. And this one could be over, folks. If he draws what I think he's going to draw, this one's as good as over.
Interesting comeback here, sir.
And it is. He drew 4 Dragon Balls. He had 1 in his hand. I suppose he drew 3 Dragon Balls. He's already got 3 out here. That is 7.
Alright, what you gonna do?
Okay. Gets to do his thing, gets to draw, and then, of course, place the other 2 at the bottom of his life deck. Raise his anger 1 level. And we are going to go ahead and play this one out.
Oh no, I do have all of them.
And that's it. TV victory. Late game. Hesitation cost me everything. I'm going to say Villain Vegeta is still viable, but that DB victory still got me.